We can now bring in Renaud Foucart, Associate Professor at Lancaster University. Thank you so much for joining us on the program today. Your reaction to what came out of the courtroom in Paris earlier?
So I think my main reaction is from a purely institutional reason. For France, it's actually pretty good news. It's the fact that you have this person who is the former president, who had the ear of Emmanuel Macron. Is the first person that the future prime minister, Le Cornu, has met before forming his government. It's really the important person in the center-right in France. This person is not too important to avoid being convicted. It's not too important to avoid being sent to jail. So why is it so important? Because in the coming presidential election in France, the frontrunner, Marine Le Pen, is also herself at the moment not allowed to run because she has been convicted for embezzling European funds. So this idea that the French justice would be at the order of the government and would chase Marine Le Pen is kind of falling apart when you have at the same time Sarkozy in jail. So that's, I think, my first main take home is it's good news for France. Balance of power is there. France is not like the US or like Brazil, where those things are highly politicized and nobody believes in justice. I think if you are a French citizen right now, you should kind of trust your judicial system. Nobody is above the law.
Nobody is above the law. You say that, but when Nicolas Sarkozy walked out of the courtroom earlier, he said that what happened was a miscarriage of justice. I'm translating here. This is something that Marine Le Pen as well, who's been barred from running for 5 years. She has an appeal coming up next year ahead of the presidential election. So we do have political figures in this country that cast doubt on the independence of the judiciary here in France.
Yes, I mean, and this is the absolute right to do that. It's not only casting doubt on the independence of the judiciary, it's just saying, I am innocent, I have a right to appeal, I will appeal the same way that Marine Le Pen has an appeal, and she will learn she has even better than an appeal. They are doing an expedited appeal for her, so that if in my opinion, unlikely event that she's found innocent in the embezzlement case, she will be able to run for president. But what is important is if you are a citizen, if you are a voter, you're not saying like a Macron judiciary hitting only on the far right. You're saying that in the last years, you had people from the center left, people from the right, people from the far right who have been convicted, and they've been convicted on charges of corruption that, in the case of Sarkozy, it's not only one trial, no? Like, it all started because people noticed that, wow, this guy is having a crazy campaign. He's able to spend so much money in 2007, and then he's not able to spend as much money 5 years later. So this led to the big Million affair, in which actually they spent twice as much money as they claimed to have in order to follow up the big show. This led to the Aziber affair, in which was convicted to try to influence a judge. This led to this affair. It's several different judges, several different cases, and a general idea that the 2007 election in France was not fairly contested. And if there is one person I would like to hear from today, it's Ségolène Royal, who was opposed to Nicolas Sarkozy, and is learning today that it seems that, according to the French justice, it was not a fair election. He didn't want fair and square because somehow he organized a criminal organization to solicit funds from Libya, which is kind of unbelievable.
Renaud Foucart, we're going to have to leave it there, unfortunately. Thank you for joining us on the program today.
Thank you.